Hey, welcome in to another edition of Jackson Uncensored, also known as the Clay Edwards Show. This is our online only version, or it's really the only version we do that has video. Hey, I was just strolling along on the interwebs on the information superhighway, stumbled on to Jackson Jambalaya, one of the best websites out there for local Jackson political news and other kind of news as well. Anyway, and Kingfish has shared a link to an Instagram post on Deion Sanders, coach of Jackson State University. And he was talking about the NIL, the name, image, likeness thing, where where college players were able to make money off of their name, image, and likeness. And I've been on the fence about that thing ever since it came out. I'm all for people making money. These college kids should, in fact, be able to make money while they're in college because most of these cats ain't going pro, and I just don't have a problem with them making money on it. There's some things about it I don't like. You tie that in with the transfer portal, and you're just opening up for a lot of behind the scenes corruption type stuff. People uh, paying kids to leave their school and go to other schools without having to sit out. Like somebody goes, let's just say, for instance, we use Dak Prescott for an example. I'm not saying Dak would do this. This is strictly just an example. Uh, Dak goes into his senior year at Mississippi State after leading them to the number one ranking and all of that good stuff in his junior year. Well, let's just say in Alabama, for example, wants to pay Dak more money than Mississippi State can. And it would be boosters and business owners and stuff of that nature. It couldn't actually be people tied to the school or, however the details work. Theoretically, they could outpay a Mississippi State to get Dak to leave and go and then not have to sit out a year. So you want to avoid that. It's gonna get to a point where that kind of stuff is happening, and it's gonna happen to the wrong school, and all hell's gonna break loose. Let's just say, for instance, it happens to an Alabama, and let's say Auburn wants to lure an Alabama player away, and then we'll see what the concern is. So Coach Dion makes some great points, and also, you got a lot of college kids that aren't ready to be millionaires, getting millionaire money without any real supervision. You're talking about going from welfare to millionaire overnight, theoretically speaking. So here's Coach Prime talking on the NIL, and he makes some great points here. So this is on Coach Prime's Instagram. And of course, my volume is never on when I think it is. Let's try this one more again. Here's Coach Prime. Yeah, Coach Prime makes some great points there. Let me close this. And look, man, I'm a huge fan of Prime. I'm a huge fan of Jackson State, just not so much a huge fan of some of their fans. They give me hell and I give it back. But hey, that's life in the big city. Uh, yeah, I think you're going to have a lot of problems like that. But I'm a capitalist. So at the end of the day, I let the market work itself out. But yeah, my biggest concern, and I've said this since day one, is you're giving 17, 18-year-old kid access to money. A lot of these kids have never been around this type money. Hell, I've never been around that type money. Much less you get some of these kids from inner cities or out in the country in places like that. And you go literally from the family being on welfare or just living check to check, hand to mouth. And that's a lot of places in the state of Mississippi. And then they go to millionaire overnight, 100,000 there anyway. Ain't gonna be a whole lot of millionaires, but easily kids getting 50, 60, $100,000 a year. How do they manage that? Are they partying? Are they going to the clubs, hanging out with girls, fake friends? I mean, it's like you already as a star college football player have to deal with the hanger-ons, the fake friends, the people who only want to be there because you have name value. Then you throw the money aspect in on top of it. And the thing that the NCAA rules did protect the kids from to an extent for the last 40, 50, 60 years, however long it's been in place. I think you're going to see some sad stories come out of it. But again, I'm a capitalist. I believe it'll work itself out. But Coach Prime makes some great points, about the press. The press is already a bunch of haters here for the most part. But we'll see how it shakes out, man. Pulling for JSU. I hope they go undefeated. Hope they find a way into the playoffs. Not the main college football playoffs, but the Division II. They need to be in there. You get a chance to capture lightning in a bottle with a Coach Prime in a city like Jackson with so much negative going on. You get something positive like that. You want to see it maximized. You don't want to live a life of what ifs. I don't want to say, well, what if JSU had made it to the playoffs? So hopefully they'll figure out a way to get that situated. They'll be able to get in there. And we'll see how, again, I keep saying we'll see how it shakes out, but we will. We will. Go Tigers. Hell State to my Bulldogs. Big win over Texas A&M yesterday. Shout out to my Ole Miss friends. I can't hotty-toddy you. I've changed a lot since the old days, but I ain't changed that much. Tune into the Clay Edwards Show every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. on 103.9 WYAB in Jackson, Mississippi.